Hi, my name's Chris Harrigan. I'm here today as an independent filmmaker. I've been following a story for the past 2 years. I didn't go looking for this story. It just kind of fell on my lap. And it was kind of like getting to a car wreck 10 minutes before it happened. It happened to be rolling. What I saw were good people involved in an organization called Phoenix Tears who believed in the power of an herbal medicine, which is simply hemp oil, which has been around for ages. The man who rediscovered this remedy is Rick Simpson. Now, many people know about Rick Simpson's fight really to get this awareness out, but since then, this information has gotten out to an international community. I felt this sense of urgency to get a piece of this film out to the public now so that there can be an awareness of what the Phoenix Tears members here in Eastern Canada are still undergoing. So I hope you enjoy.
Well, actually, it was Rick Simpson was one who first taught me to make oil.
Is that right?
Yeah. He did a few years ago.
What I'm going to do is add a little more water to her. I'll add a bit of water. Now, no, it's not hot enough to burn, but I find it uncomfortable. And what you're actually seeing in there is water boiling. Okay? Now, knowing that water is bubbling, it has to be 100 degrees Celsius for water to boil. And obviously, water is boiling.
So did you help Rick make the oil?
Well, if someone had cancer or I heard about it, what I used to do is basically like the friend did for you. Your father there. Provide for someone, right? Like I say, most of them I never met. I was just growing the weeds. If someone had cancer, well, I'd give it to the contact and give them Rick's number and address. Just go to Rick.
Yes. Well, like I added more water than what Rick normally does, as you can see.
So the idea is
The idea is it doesn't get over 100 degrees Celsius.
was it news, like word of mouth news, like just something people talk about in the kitchen, or was it news like?
No, what it was,
How
I was at a friend's place. Now, this is another friend that smokes pot. And all of a sudden, basically Rick Simpson dropped by. Knew the guy. He was talking about this hemp oil. At the time, I thought, well, geez, at first, how do you believe something like this? And I'm looking at him, he's not a long-haired hippie like me. Not one of them freaks in the back of the bus. He's the average working man that stumbled onto something. And I got thinking, well, geez, that's going to hit the news. If he, this guy's for real and legit, this is going to hit the news. Well, it didn't hit the news. All right? But the thing is, I'm still bumping into other people that are telling me, well, geez, this stuff works.
Just going to go from your rice cooker. And you pour it into your little tin cup.
But you start hearing more and more. I used to have people coming to the door and they'd be telling me, my brother's got this type of cancer, my mother's got this, or whatever, right? So, geez, I'd get, I'd provide it, and I just want to, I'd basically, tell me the results. Well, geez, it was never a failure. And to me, it's, well, geez, this is going to hit the news, right? Because all of a sudden, you're watching people cut, you're hearing people, they got lung cancer, stomach cancer, whatever, right? To me, cancer's cancer. Now, to me, though, and the thing is, like I say, you're watching people and reading about people. Look at the obituaries. How many people there are dead over cancer? Now, geez, most of them can be cured in something like 3 months or less. Well, I've seen some cancers cured in as little as 4 days.
Look how thick it is.
Is that not good?
But how much closer could...
Why is it important for you to save other people's lives? Do people matter to you that way?
I think everybody deserves a chance
Chance or what?
to live their life to their full potential. to do what they want to do. Not be stuck in some hospital bed being pumped full of poisons and radiation. And to me, what I think about the most is like the children. You know, I've seen what happens, what they do to kids. Oh, well, it's no different what they do to adults. But to me, there's no need of it. If it was if I was to do that to you, you could charge me with torture and win. Look at how sick they are. Geez, they're sicker over the treat medicines are being given than what the diseases are making them. Now look at this like the medical marijuana fight they keep going on about. Well now, yeah, I can go about become perfectly legal if I can find a doctor that would sign. Good luck.
Actually, the time and the amount varies a bit, right? Patient to patient, cancers to cancers. Actually, the skin cancer I cured in Halifax there last time I was down, 4 days. They took less than 1 cc. Remember them old caps we used to buy back in the day? You know, less than what would take to fill in them caps. 4 days later, it's cancer free. He never even ate any of it. Just putting it on a Band-Aid and putting on the cancer. 4 days. Oh, they're going to give me a reward. Free room and board for the next 10 to 15.
I'm talking about inside.
Oh, yeah, it'll be inside, yeah. You're going to get frostbite there.
3 squares a day? It's not going to happen, man.
Oh, I've pissed off every cop. Well, do you know what the problem is they don't realize this. Well, some people claimed it was a mental disorder, right, from childhood or something. I can't quite understand the concept of fear. All right? And I don't see why I should. You know, it's not, you know, I don't bother no one. But the things I'm not scared of anyone. I'd rather be friendly. Easy going. Gotta love life. Well, there was this 9-year-old little boy. No, Christ, it's down in the States and it's miles away, right? Like, you know, I can't afford a trip. You know, like, seriously. Well, I tried to save up. Maxed out my credit card. I spent about $5,000. Now, the funny part was I make $10,000 a year. Now, Rick had this right down to a science. I can't remember how old he was the first time he had brain cancer. And, well, down there, if you haven't got insurance, guess what? Kind of expensive, eh? Well, they saved the kid the first time round. And I'm not sure it was a year or 2 years later the cancer came back. He went through the chemo route. I guess they got the cancer, but they also got basically the house, the cars, lost their children. I mean, it wiped this family right out. Right? So all of a sudden, you know, a couple of years after that, all of a sudden, you know, like I say, third bout with cancer. Well, what happened was the kids, well, how they first noticed was the kid go to walk out the door and end up walking into the wall. He'd miss the doorway. Right? And start staggering and stuff, and, you know, it's just, they couldn't figure it out. But like I say, I found out this tumor's back. By the time, you know, but by the time I got the medicine to the kids, you know, as in to the parents, right, in their hand, the kid was bedridden. Well, they had you know, they carried the kid from the room and stuff, right? 3 days later, he's up running around terrorizing his mother. 3 days. You know, to me, you know, like I say, from someone bedridden, to, as the father put it, he's terrorizing his mother, right? Cool. All I need to know. Yeah. bones. Yeah, 'cause what I'm going to do now is set them in the fridge. See, normally I would only get 5 tubes, and there's enough, right? It's just this particular strain seems to produce more than what a lot do. Now what will end up happening with that extra tube, that's going to go to somebody. There is another patient, I'm not going to name her. I didn't quite have enough. She's on the medicine now, right? Has been for a while, but I didn't have enough for the full treatment, and that's going to give it to her. So to me, out of this 1 pound, there's 2 down. Right on. You know what I mean?
Daren McCormick stayed up all night making a treatment for someone who's close to me who has cancer, at no charge. He's since been sentenced to 3 years in prison. And this is a recurring theme with all the Phoenix Tears members still here in Eastern Canada.
How does the government get the right to take away God's first gift? How does government get the right to take away God's first gift? Can I say it one more time? How can the government get the right to take away God's first gift?
If I'm telling the public anything that's a lie, well, why don't somebody come and defrock me? Why don't these medical doctors stand up and put me in my place? And I'll tell you why they can't do that, because I'm telling the truth and they know it.